Aries, I'm Ellie Rose with PsychicFuture.com and this is your horoscope from the 30th of July to the 5th of August. So this week we are now in the second week of Mercury retrograde. So if you remember last week I told you to focus on an RE word and yours was rejoice. So hopefully you found some areas in your life that you can rejoice about and that you can kind of think a little bit through where you need to rejoice a little bit more. So then this week, since we're now in the thick of Mercury retrograde, we're going to think a little bit more deeply about some of the things that might go a little bit awry. So for you, I've been giving everyone a phrase and yours is check yourself. So when Mercury retrograde happens, sometimes we can let our thoughts and our communications go a little bit awry. And what might happen is that you think really quickly or you say something really quickly and perhaps maybe later you might regret that because you didn't think things through properly, you didn't, you just said something without thinking or you did something without thinking. So this week it's really important to just think about everything very carefully, check yourself before you wreck yourself and just really carefully think things through. So if you've got any projects or work things on the go, just make sure that you double check everything. And if you're perhaps in a debate with somebody or someone says something to you that makes you feel a little bit annoyed, then make sure you think before you say something and just really carefully think everything through. And don't try not to fly off the handle, try not to do things in the spur of the moment, and try not to jump to conclusions with other people as well, because Mercury retrograde can make us think that everything is perhaps going wrong or perhaps people are saying bad things to us, but actually that's not the case a lot of the time and it can be a miscommunication. So if you just make sure that you just check yourself before you think and before you say things this week, then actually you might find that you can learn a little bit more about yourself and you can just think a little bit more thoroughly and you can communicate with people a little bit better. So if you want some extra tips on how to survive Mercury retrograde, not that it needs surviving, but if you're finding it a little bit hard, then I've got a blog post up on the Psychic Future website and that's 10 tips to get through Mercury retrograde, and hopefully some of those will help you to get through this potentially turbulent time. And also, obviously, remember to rejoice as well, that's very important. So don't get caught up in negativity, just be very positive about everything. So if you like this video, again, please don't forget to like, share and subscribe, and I hope to see you next week. Much love.